Employers across the country are beginning to reopen their offices as many Americans transition back to in-person work. New data from LinkedIn shows the fastest growing priority for workers is job flexibility, being able to work from anywhere at any time. 55% of millennials support this option for work, and LinkedIn also found that nearly 1 in 10 job postings now allow remote work. Compare that to 1 in 50 last year. We asked our viewers on social media what they think, and some told us they need more structure, while others said working from home was less stressful and more productive. Joining us now is Caroline Fairchild, editor-at-large for LinkedIn News. Welcome.
Welcome, Tony. Good to see you in person.
You've been parading around 8 months remote. Is that what I have here?
I have. I've been working remote for 8 months, and actually, this is my first in-person work with my colleagues. I actually wrote on.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, we're honored.
We are honored.
Before the pandemic, I wrote on Instagram that I would love to go to work with Gayle King every single day, and then a week later the pandemic hit and I didn't go to work with anyone, and now I'm back with you guys.
Now you're on 100. As of today, it's 100% successful. So the pandemic has changed people's relationship to work in a million different ways. Like, what are the most important from where you're sitting?
It's flexibility is number one. We're seeing from over 50% of workers that they want flexibility in their job. And what that means is, I think a lot of people think about flexibility and think about location first, but we're actually hearing from workers that they want flexibility of the time that they're working. So it's not necessarily I want to go into the office or I want to work from home. It's let me do my job on my own time. I'm an adult. And so that's what we're seeing is people not necessarily thinking about work from home or work remotely, but they want to think about job more flexibly in terms of when they're getting their work done.
Well, as people try to make that decision, Caroline, don't people who are back in the office have the upper hand? Because I think you need face-to-face interaction with the powers that be in order to advance.
You know, Gayle, I think that's definitely a concern, and we're seeing a lot of people at LinkedIn right now hesitant to return to the office. You know, they have some health concerns. They're nervous to be interacting with people in person at this point in the pandemic. But we are seeing companies really step up and think more equitably around how they're treating workers, whether they're at home or they're in the office. And this comes down to individual managers. You just need to make sure that there isn't that home court advantage, if you will, if you are going back into the office.
But Americans are also quitting their jobs in record numbers. What's happening?
We're calling it the great resignation we're seeing right now. 40% of employers, upwards of 40% of people are thinking about quitting their jobs right now. And, you know, Anthony,
Why?
I think the pandemic, as Tony just said, made us re-examine everything about our lives. And if you think about pre-pandemic, jobs was a big part of everyone's life. And now people are saying, I don't know how big I want it to be a part of my life now.
But one theory is that pre-pandemic, you liked the office, you liked lunch, you liked your friends at work, you liked your commute, you liked your quiet time. Now you're left with none of that and just the work itself, and you're realizing, I don't like this work. Like, this is not fun.
Exactly. If you think about like the perks of going back into the office before the pandemic started for knowledge workers, it was all about the free lunch or the ping pong tables or being able to go to happy hours. I think we're still at a point right now where those perks aren't back. And so, yes, a lot of people are saying, can I continue to work from home? And the reality is, you know, there's a huge talent shortage right now. So if you are a valuable employee, 70% of companies are telling us they're having a hard time attracting talent, finding the right talent.
So employees have upper hand.
What are companies doing? What are companies doing to respond to this?
Well, they have to do a lot, and they have to do it very quickly, because 70% of companies are saying that they're having a hard time finding talent, and you have all these people trying to quit work. And so they're responding by a lot of things. Number one is providing this flexibility. If you're at a place that doesn't have flexible options, there are a lot of places that are offering it. The other is mental health. I think that mental health is now considered the fourth pillar of benefits right now.
Very interesting.
And so it was something that wasn't offered before, but now after we've seen the pandemic, after everyone's been working from home and seeing their whole lives, employers can't ignore the fact that their employees are not robots, and they have a bunch of stuff going on outside of work. This is particularly important for working parents.
And doesn't it give employees an upper hand during these times?
Absolutely. I think if you performed well during the pandemic, you continue to perform well, you continue to have this upper hand because, like I said, so many employers are having a hard time finding talent.
And you still love your job.
I still love my job, Tony, so I'm not going to quit anytime soon, unless Gayle wants to hire me. I'd work for Gayle, but other than that, I'm not quitting anytime soon.
Welcome back to in-person work.
I want to hang out with you, Caroline. I still like my job, too. Thanks. Good to see you.